anybody else watching this video is a natural blonde, you will absolutely know my struggle when it comes to finding the right products for your eyebrows. I always have problems with finding the right shade because oftentimes the blonde eyebrow shades are always orangey. And I'm not a redhead, as you can see. Yes, I color my hair now. It used to be this color when I was a kid, but now you can see my roots because quarantine. My friends get mad at me because they say my roots aren't that dark, but to me they're dark. So that's my natural color. But anyways, and then sometimes the colors are too dark, so like a taupe, but I finally found something that works for me and I want to share it with you in case some of you are having the same struggles that I am. I'm going to be using Benefit's Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade number 3. Looks like a nice little taupe. It looks dark, it's a little intimidating, but it's not as bad once you put it on. So what I do for my brows is I'll use the spoolie on the end of the brush and then brush them up. My eyebrows are a little unruly. They need a little bit of help, but quarantine has got me real hairy, so bear with me here. So towards the beginning of my brow, closer to my nose, I'll brush them up and then I'll leave this part up and then sway the remainder of my brow to the right or left, depending on which brow you're working on. And I'll kind of start to like make my shape with my natural brow. And I'll do the same for the other eye. So that's the shape that I'm kind of going for. I really like to go with my natural brow shape just because I feel like that looks the most natural for my face personally. If you have a different shape in mind, you can always go for something other than what your brows naturally do. This is just my personal preference. So going in with the pencil side of the eyebrow pencil, I will go ahead and start with the bottom. The closer you choke up on your pencil, the darker and more pigment you're going to have. If you put your hand on the pencil a little farther away, it's gonna be a little bit lighter hand, which is what I like to do. So I'll go in on the front of my brow, and then I will slowly draw a line. It's gonna be a little messy, but we'll clean it up. Okay, so we've got the first line, and then I go on top doing the same thing, outlining the top. I definitely outline the upper part of my brow, but not nearly as dark as I do my lower part of my brow. Towards the tail end of my brow, I will make that darker, but we want that little ombre effect. So it'll be darker towards the tail end than the front end of the brow. Okay, so I've got my eyebrow tail outlined. And so now I'm gonna go on the top and just lightly go over it. Notice how it's a little bit lighter as it goes in. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eyebrow with the pencil before I go back in with the Benefit Gimme Brow. All right. Now that my eyebrows are lined, I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 3. As you can see, I use this thing a lot because the words are all scraped off. That's how you know I really like a product. So I'm gonna get this, wipe off the excess. And now I'm gonna go in and start with my tail end of my brow once again, because you're gonna have more pigment on the brush in the beginning. And once again, I like my tail end of my brow darker than the front of my brow. So I'm gonna go in to the tail end of my brow. And I go over it a couple times just because I want my brow hairs to be straight, and also I want to get a little bit of pigmentation on my skin because this little patch right here, it's covered with this product, but I'm going to have to go in and fill it back in with the brow pencil. That's why you see me going over it multiple times, so I can get every little inch of my brow. So I like to comb the front eyebrow hairs up See how long they are? It's crazy. And then I will comb them down to where I want them to be. Now moving on to the second brow. Alright, so I purposefully made a mistake on my eyebrow. This tail end looks very thick and caterpillar-like. So I'm gonna go in and fix that and show you how you can fix a mistake because it's very easy to do. But before I fix my mistake, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows with the same pencil once again, just where the Gimme brow missed my skin. And then I'll also go in with hair-like strokes towards the beginning of my brow. And now once I do that, it looks a little silly at first, but then you blend it with the spoolie. And it looks a lot more natural. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on the next side. So now I'm going to fix my mistakes with concealer and also carve out the brow. So this one I like. Normally, this one is the better sister. You know how they say eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Normally, she's the better sister. And I'm always asking her why she can't behave like her other sister. But this time, it's the other way around. She's actually got it right. So I'm going to go back in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And then I'm going to go with an angled concealer brush. This brush is by Eco Tools. It's angular. And so I'm gonna go in with that, add on both sides of the brush. So now I've got my concealer on my brush. Let's fix this. Normally I like to only carve out the bottom side because it's annoying to blend up top. But this time I'm gonna have to because this is where the mistake is. I'll go with like a straight angle right where I see my mistake. And just tap it, just to get as much pigment on there as possible. And see how this is very thick and not very sharp? I want it to be more sharp. So now I'm gonna go in and do that on the other side and sharpen up this brow. I need a little more concealer, so I'm gonna add some more. You don't need a whole lot, just enough to cover, because you don't want it to be too messy and harder to blend later. That's more of the shape I was going for. Okay, and so now I'm gonna carve out the rest of my brows. So I went ahead and did that, and now I'm gonna go in with my really tiny beauty sponge and blend that out. Alright guys, so after I did my eyebrows, I just put on some more makeup. If you'd like to see how I got this look, please stay tuned to my channel because I will be posting very, very, very soon a video of how I completed this eyeshadow look. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. XOXO.